For my second 5 new technologies video, I'm going to be sharing with you Seesaw. Seesaw is a communication tool. They've also kind of been expanding here recently for teachers to be able to use it more than just communication and a online portfolio. But I mainly use Seesaw as a communication tool with my parents. So I'm just going to show you a little bit about it. Seesaw is an app that they can download for their iPhone or their Android. So it's available to multiple different types of devices. They can also get on Seesaw at web.seesaw.me. Seesaw is free for the most part. You can pay for it, especially if you want your kids' accounts to be linked from like K through 2 or K through 12, then the schools would have to pay for it. And that's what our school chose to do. But just as like an individual teacher, you can sign up for Seesaw and use it completely free with your kids and your parents. So it's a free tool, but also can be used as a paid tool, just depending upon how you want to go about that. So I'm going to show you how and what I use and what I put on Seesaw to communicate with my parents. So I'm going to go ahead and hit sign in. And I do have to say that Seesaw does work best through Google Chrome. The Safari, if you're a Mac user, sometimes it doesn't always work that well with it. So one of the cool things with Seesaw is that you can see that I've linked all of my kids over here. And then also you can invite families. So you can hit the paper invites or you can hit, send it via email. I did the paper invites because there's a QR code that the parents just scanned, and a lot of my parents just put the Seesaw app on their phone, and that was cool. So one of the things that I use a lot with Seesaw is to get stuff out to my parents that I want them to see quickly, and I want them to be able to reference back. So if they accidentally delete the email, that I know that they could always go back on their Seesaw and view it that way. So one of the things that I do every month is I send out a Kinder News, and on the Kinder News I have put what we are learning throughout the week. And then I also put the days Monday through Friday, and if there's anything specific for that day, then I go ahead and put that on there. So when I send out my March Kinder News, I send it through Seesaw, and since this is the first year that we've used Seesaw, I also send it via email. Although we will be transferring over to like parents receiving mainly stuff through Seesaw unless they request it through email. But I go ahead and do both just in case. That way they always have a double copy of it. So the first thing that I do to upload things that I want my parents to see that are PDF is I go up here to this little plus sign, and then I go down here and I'm going to hit post to student journal, and then I can either write them a note. So if I wanted to type in today, for instance, we have no school today, so I could put no school today, enjoy your ice day. And then I could post that. I also post updates about when book orders are due, if we've had menu changes, all sorts of things. And I'm going to go ahead and delete and start over. So I post my March Kinder News or any Kinder News. I'm going to go hit from select from computer. Then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to hit my Kinder News folder, and then I'm just going to upload. And I find it's best to upload a PDF, so then I would just hit choose, and it's going to upload it. And then I don't need to caption it. I could caption it. I could also record my voice saying something, but I don't need to do that with this because it's pretty self-explanatory. And way back at Parent Night, I went ahead and talked about what they could find on my Kinder News. So then I would go up here to this check mark, and I'm going to hit that I want it to post to every student's journal, and then I would just post it. So then I'm going to take you back here to show you what it's like. So on each student's journal, which is only shared with just their parent. So no other parent can see their child's work or information. So you can see that I posted our March Kinder News, and I can also tell what parents have looked. I also posted about a Scholastic book order. I posted our link to sign up for parent-teacher conferences. If we needed snacks at that time, also about our book fair, about our Dr. Seuss Spirit Week. We had a 2-hour delay this morning, which then turned into a no school day at all. But then I want to show you that since we have gone one-to-one, which is kind of cool, you can upload students' work and their parents can like it and can also comment. And what's cool about it is that it pops up. So my students have iPads, and they all have their Seesaw connected to their iPad. So they upload stuff. It has to be approved by me, which is nice, so they can't just be uploading anything to Seesaw. But then when they upload something, if say their parents commented on it, I always have my parents, I suggested them to do a voice record so that the kids can listen to what mom and dad has to say. So we've been working on subtraction and number bonds and crossing out from the back. So we just did a little quick draw thing on Seesaw. And then they uploaded it to their parents, and you can see that some of the parents have liked it, or they at least seen what their child was working on. So that was kind of cool. On some of these, also, they can record their voice through Seesaw. Like this one has recorded their voice, and he explained what he was doing, which is cool for their parents to be able to hear their child's voice and explain what they're thinking. So through Seesaw, through your child or your student's app, they can do some cool things as far as like uploading work and other things. But I use it as a way to get instant information out to my parents. A lot of my parents have not turned off the notification part of it through their phones. So when I post something to Seesaw, they're getting a notification right away on their phone, and they say that it's great because then they know that, oh, you've sent an email about something, or, oh, I need to do this later. So that's kind of cool. From a student view, though, really quick, I just want to show you that it looks exactly the same as what mine does. They can't see everybody else's. They can't post to anybody else. They can't comment to anybody else because I've turned that all off in my settings. So my parents only see their child's work. So if they wanted to post something, we use the drawing tool up here because it's really easy for kids, and that's how we did that math thing. So Seesaw is a great tool to use for communication. It's also a great tool, like I said, to create an online portfolio for kids. And since we do have the paid version, their kindergarten activities will carry through all the way through 12th grade. So instead of doing like a hard copy of a portfolio, those parents will always be able to log into Seesaw into their account, and their child's work is there. You can also download their work and save it digitally too. So it's just another cool way to communicate with my kids, with my parents, having my students communicate with their parents, and learn kind of the ins and outs of being able to communicate and how to do it safely. So Seesaw is a great tool to use. It's completely free unless you do want to pay for the paid version, which there's some perks to it. But when my school didn't have Seesaw or the paid version of Seesaw, I went ahead and used the free version, and it works exactly the same. I would say that Seesaw covers the ISTE standard for students of 1B and the ISTE educator standard of 3A. But like I said, Seesaw is a great tool to use. It's a great way to communicate with parents and have students communicate with their parent too.